Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Farfaro, and I would like to welcome you to the Ontario Agricultural College Convocation ceremony this afternoon. Before I tell you a little about the ceremony proceedings today, I'd like you to take a moment to identify your closest exit so you're prepared in the unlikely event we have to evacuate the building for any reason. All of our exits are marked by the green running man symbol. For our guests seated in the bleachers in the upper level, there are exit doors located along the running track on the east side of the building, just on this side. For those of you seated on the floor, there are 4 exits. If you're on the left side of the floor over here, you can exit through the door at the back, in the back corner. For those of you on this side of the event center, there are doors at both the front and the back. Under no circumstances, go this way. Should the need arise, ushers will direct you to your nearest exit from the building. But now, back to Convocation. The University of Guelph is honoured by our graduates, and we take great pride in this Convocation. In order to allow full attention on Convocation, please silence all phones and electronic devices. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for Convocation. We'd ask that you please share your photos, your memories, and advice with our graduating students after the ceremony by joining us on social media and using the hashtag #GuelphGrad. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium. The gowns and the hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and the magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates here at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are red. The University of Guelph crest that you see displayed on the front of this podium, it represents our specific history. The emblems in the crest show links with the Royal City of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to liberal arts through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum cognoscere causas, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either, happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall is also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of our graduates, the students who are coming to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university, and it will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and the mace is the Chancellor, the President, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and Senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see them in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. We will begin with doctorates and magisteriates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will present the scholars to the Chancellor and President by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. The moment will be captured, and technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live webcast that will allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The President will greet each student at center stage, and a photograph will be taken. Now we understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion as Convocation, but we would ask that you please hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. I promise you, there will be an opportunity for truly thunderous applause before the end of the ceremony. Once the degrees have all been conferred and the cheers have all been cheered, the Chancellor will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. We would ask that you please remain standing during that recessional until all of the platform party has processed out of the hall, and then remain at your seat for a brief closing announcement about the reception that follows, as well as exit/dismissal procedures. We would let you know it's imperative that you all stay here for 2 to 3 minutes at the end after the graduates have left. We do need to keep the hallways clear to allow the graduates to get actually to the field house for the reception. So if you could just wait here with me, I'll come back on at the end. We'll wait here for 2 or 3 minutes. I will explain your best route to get over and reconnect you with your graduate. We would appreciate your cooperation with that at the end of the ceremony. Finally, may I be the first person to congratulate the graduands on all of their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are all here to support them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph. Please stand as you're able for the graduating class.
Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. As we gather today to celebrate these graduands, we pause and reflect on our place in the world. We begin by acknowledging that the University of Guelph resides on the ancestral lands of the Attawandaron people and the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. We recognize the significance of the Dish with One Spoon covenant to this land and offer our respect to our Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Métis neighbors as we strive to strengthen our relationships with them. Today, this gathering place is home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, and acknowledging them reminds us of our important connection to this land where we learn and work. On this day that marks the end of a journey, we give thanks for the friends and family who have walked with us. And we are grateful for the classmates, faculty, staff, mentors, and administration who have supported and led us along the way. I invite you, each in your own way, to take a moment of silence, to pause, to recognize that for which you are grateful, or to offer a prayer. As you graduands leave this university as alumni and embark on a new journey, may the knowledge you gleaned here be coupled with wisdom, that together we all might contribute to the flourishing of this world. May wonder and compassion motivate us to marvel at and investigate our changing world, to enhance the sustainability of all things. May our world resonate with peace. Amen. I invite you to be seated.
Members of the board, honorary fellows and faculty of the university, family and friends, and graduates, welcome to the celebration of Convocation at the University of Guelph. Let me also take this opportunity to extend a particular welcome to Ken Forth, who's with us today and will be today's Convocation speaker, and he will be introduced to you formally in a moment. Welcome. As well, it's great to have the chair of our Board of Governors with us, Kevin Golding. Welcome, Kevin. My name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the honor and the great privilege of serving as the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Guelph. And graduates, this is your big day. You've worked hard, you've persevered, and you've made it. Well done and congratulations. And now to begin this ceremony, I am pleased to introduce and welcome our Chancellor, Martha Billis, to bring welcoming remarks. Chancellor Billis.
Thank you, President Vaccarino. It is a great honor to be with you today. Convocation is an exciting time for you, a time of eagerness, of mixed emotions, of wondering what lies ahead. I remember those same feelings, sitting there, just like you, 2,912 weeks ago, as I graduated from MacDonald Institute, one of our founding colleges at the University of Guelph. Not in my wildest dreams would I have thought I'd be back at my alma mater today, delivering this address as your Chancellor. Today is certainly a time of positive reflection as you look back on all you have accomplished, a sense of pride, a sense of success, the memories you've made, and the people you've met. You are also looking forward with high expectations and hopes, excited to see how your past has helped get to this moment, your graduation day, and where all of this will take you in your future. That is such a powerful feeling, but it can be overwhelming too. An important reminder I'd like to leave with you today is to take care of yourself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Your future depends on self-care. Remember this. If sometimes things just do not feel right, pause to understand why. Pay attention to what drives you internally. The answers lie within you. Years from now, if you're standing here on the stage giving this address as Chancellor, you may be pleasantly surprised where your career path and life have taken you. I am. Our alumni have a history of living the university's mission to improve life. I know you are ready to do so as well. Keep asking the burning questions. Keep thinking and seeing things differently. Keep pushing for the change that our alumni are known for around the world. When I was really young, my grandmother was a strong role model. She provided a solid foundation to think differently, speak freely, and taught me to persevere. Then when I graduated and began my career, women did not have an equal voice in many workplaces, and even worse, in society. And there is still work to be done to address gender equality for all of us. There were certain opportunities I was afforded, and some I was not, simply because of my gender. Because of these circumstances, I saw things differently, and I asked myself differently. Because I was told I could not do something, I thought of ways to overcome those obstacles. Some even called me perverse. I encourage you, when faced with inevitable challenges ahead, to persevere. Think of ways you can affect change, and sometimes even go so far to be a tad perverse. If you're told why you can't do something, hit reset. Switch your inner dialogue to focus on why you can. You'll be surprised that if you tell yourself why you can do something enough times, it may just happen. Perseverance alone won't make you successful, but it can help you do those things you may once have thought were impossible. And remember that other adjective and be a tad perverse. Lastly, please always continue to give of yourself. Continue to give of your time and your talents. There is a reason why we're all here at the University of Guelph today, because we are change makers and we want to make a positive difference in the world. It is the Guelphiness in us that we can't quite put our finger on or describe that makes us each unique. Your graduation today is evidence that you are capable of hard work, overcoming challenges, and accomplishing goals. Now that you have that freshly minted parchment, well, in a few minutes, I suppose, I hope you decide to continue that hard work and to make positive impact in whatever direction you choose to go. Whatever cause it is that motivates you, and whatever you set your mind to, ask for better. Push for better. Be better. We are proud of you, and undoubtedly you will continue to make us proud. Remember, you are now a University of Guelph alumni, at least almost. This will always be your home. You will always be welcome here. Congratulations, graduates. I wish you all the very best.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, Madam Chancellor. My name is Sarah Mann, and I'm the Associate Dean Academic for the Gordon Essling School of Business and Economics, and I have the pleasure of introducing Ken Forth. Before I give the formal citation, I just wanted to share personally, this is a very, very exciting moment for me. I nominated Ken. I'm gonna get a little choked up here. I have personally witnessed the lives that Ken has helped to change and improve through the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program. As a farmer, I really appreciate what he's done for the Canadian agriculture sector, and I'm just really pleased and honored to have him accept this award today. So, Madam Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is a great honor to present to you the candidate Kenneth E. Forth for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. As a sixth-generation family farmer and a dedicated leader, Ken Forth has had a profound impact on the Canadian food and vegetable industry and on the lives of thousands of families across Mexico and the Caribbean. A longtime advocate for the Seasonal Agricultural Worker Program, also called the SOP, he has helped ensure continued access to needed labor critical to sustaining Canada's vital agriculture industry. Through his commitment to various industry organizations, Mr. Forth has helped to ensure fair trade policy for Canadian farmers and helped to develop labor legislation and regulations, as well as policy and farm support programs. His dedication to the SOP and his leadership of the Foreign Agricultural Resource Management Services has been transformational to families and communities in disadvantaged regions of the Caribbean and Mexico. Mr. Forth has also helped lead numerous industry associations, including the Canadian Horticultural Council and the Ontario Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association. His contributions have been recognized at home and abroad with the Governor General's Medal and the prestigious Badge of Honor from Jamaica. I now ask you, Madam Chancellor, to confer upon Ken Forth the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Congratulations.
My name is Hugh Earle. I'm the chair of the Department of Plant Agriculture. Madam Chancellor, it is my great privilege to present this year's recipient of the Medal of Merit, my friend and colleague J. Allen Sullivan. During his 32-year career at the University of Guelph, Dr. Sullivan has made significant and enduring contributions through teaching, governance, and community service. A member of the Department of Plant Agriculture, he has gained recognition for his research and teaching expertise in plant breeding and genetics. As the department's graduate program coordinator, he led course and curriculum design and development and counseled individual students as a mentor and advisor. Dr. Sullivan is one of the longest-serving faculty members of the U of G Senate. First elected to Senate in 1996, he also served on the university's Board of Governors and chaired the Board of Graduate Studies. Among wide-ranging committee responsibilities, he served as inaugural chair of the Senate Priorities and Planning Committee and helped strengthen engagement and communication among the university's governing bodies and its administration. He co-chaired the Campus United Way campaign and has continued to contribute to the annual campaign, particularly through chameleon-like impersonations during the annual College Idol fundraising event. A deeply engaged and trusted member of the U of G community, Dr. Sullivan has made wide-ranging and sustained contributions that align with the university's strategic goals. I now ask you, Madam Chancellor, to present Professor Allen Sullivan with the University of Guelph Medal of Merit.
Good afternoon. My name is Rennie Van Acker, and I'm Dean of the Ontario Agricultural College. Madam Chancellor, upon the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I have the honour to present James France, candidate for the title of University Professor Emeritus in absentia. Unfortunately, Dr. France can't join us here today, but we would still like to acknowledge his accomplishments. Called the father of quantitative biology and ruminant nutrition, Dr. James France has made significant and sustained contributions to understanding of digestive and metabolic processes in farm animals worldwide. A creative and productive researcher for more than 30 years, Dr. France has applied mathematics and scientific rigor to develop models of digestion and metabolism used by international researchers. His findings have been critically significant to the global agricultural industry in understanding animal nutrition processes and in developing feed evaluation systems. Holder of a Canada Research Chair in Biomathematics and Animal Nutrition, he has been Director of the Centre for Nutrition Modelling in the Department of Animal Biosciences here at the University of Guelph. Highly cited researcher, Dr. France has published 10 books and more than 450 refereed papers and chapters. He has served as a referee for key scientific journals and as a consultant with international research centers. Known as an excellent educator, he's taught and mentored many students, many of whom have become prominent researchers worldwide. His many honors include the Top Achievement Award from the Canadian Society of Animal Science. I ask you, Madam Chancellor, to confer upon James France a distinction of University Professor Emeritus.
I am pleased to invite Dr. Ken Forth to give the convocation address now. Dr. Forth.
Thank you. Mr. President, Madam Chancellor, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be here today. I'd like to thank the University of Guelph, OAC, and the Lang School of Business and Economics for this recognition. Congratulations, too, to all the students on their success today. Thank you to Dr. Sarah Mann for the nomination and her team making this happen. And Sarah, thank you very much for the kind words of introduction. You know, that introduction, though, it's pretty simple for a farm boy like me. It's kind of like one line. I simply told the story about agriculture and farmers. That's what I and us in the industry have been doing for 50 years. The story goes back to my grade 10 economics class, when my teacher decided to explain what farmers do, what farmers don't do, and the situation down on the farm. Kind of obscure, really, because there was about 10 of us in the class who were farm kids. To say he was wrong would be an understatement, so I went back and talked to my grandfather and father and went in our office and got facts and figures and came back to the economics class a few days later with the rest of the story, the truth about farmers and agriculture. I've been blessed in my life, with my family and the legacy of agriculture. Then my business partners, past and present, and my wife's support and tolerance with my association work. This recognition today is dedicated to my parents, Elgin and Laurie Forth, my son, Kenny, and my wife, Deborah. Over the years, I've also been blessed with being associated with the Ontario Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association, the Labour Issues Coordinating Committee, and the Foreign Agriculture Resource Management Service, commonly known as FARMS. In particular, persons Hector DeLonge, Anthony Cervini, Ken Porteous, and Peter Lindley, who Peter about 40 years ago encouraged me to do association work. We, not I, have told and continue to tell the true story of farmers and agriculture. We means it was always a team effort. Boards of directors of the OFM-VGA, LICC, farms and others, and staff, all one voice, all one message. And I'd like to thank these organizations and persons for their dedication. That team approach, never relenting, always the truth, over and over, has been key to our success with government, politicians, and the general public. Effort equals results. Over the years, the story evolved for me to employment issues as they affected farmers, legislation, regulation, policy, and programming. Defending our industry against persons and entities who rarely had the facts or distorted them. And for the past 30 years or so, focusing on the Seasonal Agriculture Worker Program. I come from the fruit and vegetable industry near Waterdown, Ontario. My great-grandfather farmed in Hamilton Region. My grandfather started his farm in 1918, 101 years ago. The fruit and vegetable industry did in 1918, and still do today, need many hands to plant and harvest our crops. After World War I and World War II, immigrants filled the bill. Most were laborers and farmers, and it worked really well. But by 1965 to 1970, those people were all retiring. In 1966, some innovative farmers and a couple of gutsy politicians put together a pilot program to bring 264 Jamaican nationals to Canada to harvest fruit. Today, there are 20,000 seasonal workers now in Ontario, 35,000 nationwide. Without any doubt, this program, the Seasonal Worker Program, if it was not here, not much fruit and vegetable greenhouse or nursery would be produced here in Canada. It would all be imported. The continuation of this part of agriculture, the contribution of this part of agriculture is immense and helps to enrich Ontario and Canada. This will be our farm's 50th year in the program. The SOP, we soon realized, became much more than just farm labor. The citizens from countries that supply the Seasonal Agriculture Worker Program see great opportunity, economic opportunity in the work here. Besides this program giving every one of them a better standard of living, better homes, farms, tech transfer from our farm to theirs if they have farms. But the hallmark is that across almost all of them, education of their children was most important. Not just the exception, but thousands of these men and women have children who can celebrate what the graduating class is celebrating today, a university degree. This would not be possible without the work these men and women do in Canada. Developing and underdeveloped nations, if they receive an education, it changes their country. And we have seen that change over the last 50 years. All derive from the workers themselves. They deserve a tremendous credit for what they do. You know, money in foreign aid programs never sees the regular person. These people have earned it, have enriched their lives from it. There are those who tell you otherwise. They are wrong. That's where we continue to tell the story, the truth about the program. The real success here is nobody loses. Agriculture gets its labor requirements fulfilled. The people who work for us on our farms achieve their own goals, and Canada and foreign lands benefit, and foreign nations benefit. That's what success is to us. That success, again, is not one person. It was and is our team approach, and agriculture has always had a great team. This recognition today is for all of us, and I thank the university for that. Now to the graduating class. Again, congratulations on your accomplishments. Success that you have achieved today, most of you would have had the support and assistance of your family and friends. I'm well aware of the work that you do to make your academic life a success. You have to feel really terrific today to graduate. Success comes in many forms. It's never all about the money, although it's a scorecard of sorts. But success is your family, your academic achievements, your career, whether you work for government, private enterprise, or whether you start your own business or farm. Success is very self-fulfilling. I can promise you, if you work as hard at all these things as you have to graduate today, you will be successful in your endeavors. Find something you're good at. It may even be your passion, but if you're good at it, you will have success. Not to say there won't be setbacks, reevaluation, or changes. Continue on your journey. Never give up. That, too, is success. Remember, persons with teams and other folks will be stronger and accomplish more than you will alone. There's no I in team. Success never comes to them that wait. Don't wait for the phone to ring, the email to come in, or the text to be sent to you. Go get started on your lifelong journey. Don't be afraid to change direction and reevaluate, but get on with it. You know, today, you are probably mostly 20-something, and I really am jealous of you all because I'm not quite 20-something. But I can promise you it will feel like tomorrow and you will be 60 years old. Remember that, because soon it will happen to you. It happened to me. I was 18 yesterday. So go forward on your adventure. Change the world. Have success. Have enjoyment. And please, one more thing that we've lost in this country to some degree. Do everything you do with a bit of kindness. Focus on a bit of kindness. It will change everything that you do. Again, congratulations to the graduating class, and thank you to the University of Guelph. God bless you all.
My name is Kate Dewey, and I'm the Associate Vice President Academic. And it's my pleasure to be with you this afternoon and celebrate this important day. Thank you, Dr. Forth, for those inspiring words. For me, one of the important messages that we heard today that I would really love for each one of you to take seriously and take with you when you leave this university to start your career is communicate. Communicate the agriculture story. It takes a sense of bravery to do that. Thank you, Dr. Forth, for doing that. We need people to understand agriculture and what our farmers do today and what they need in order to be successful tomorrow. So let's celebrate Canadian agriculture together. Well, graduates, now's the moment that you've been waiting for. Will the graduating class please rise? Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will the members of the graduating class please be seated?
Hello again. As Dean of OAC, it's indeed a pleasure to be part of this ceremony and to celebrate with all of you. Convocations are the highlights of the year, and we are so proud of you, as are all your families and friends, to see you, our graduates in OAC, cross this stage. Since 1874, OAC has been offering programs in our strength areas of food, agriculture, rural communities, and the environment, but our real strength is you, our graduates. Today, you become part of a worldwide network of leaders in these areas, our proud OAC alumni. And we look forward to your successes, the success you will have, the leadership you will bring to your disciplines that are vital to all of our lives. So congratulations to you. Madam Chancellor and President Vaccarino, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College, that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Master of Landscape Architecture. Kira Janine Dinarda Berger. Victoria Damone. Tamara Freeman. Aiden Fudge. Kaya McDonald. Ashley Miller. Courtney Plato. Carly Pope. Roshan Zing. Please join me in congratulating all of our magisteriate graduates from the Ontario Agricultural College. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with a degree of Bachelor of Arts Honours Program, Caitlin Allen with distinction. Dean Blazenko Joya. Samantha Taylor Hanrath. Andrea Cayley. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Bachelor of Bioresource Management, Abigail Olivia Adam. Julia Marie Allebrand. Angela Maries Asuncion with distinction. Andrea Marie Bader with distinction. Caitlin Page Carr. Jessica Doxey with distinction. Olivia Erin Finch. Danielle Franklin. Tamara Rose Hamilton. Jared Keating Harris. Bethany Ruth Harwood with distinction. Dylan David Hodges. Mackenzie Mary J. with distinction. Catherine Aurora King with distinction. Shaylin Ashley Langman. Joel Fabian Malcolm. Joshua Manigan. Brittany Nadine Martin. Victoria Barbara Martin. Rakita Maskal. Lauren McElroy. Claire Catherine Mraz. Trevor Thomas Paul. Grace Erin Para. Brittany Taylor Shanks with distinction. Savannah Ashley Stojic. Kevin Liam Tales. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Melissa Leanne Armstrong with distinction. Sarah Angela Badke. Dennis Daniel Coffey. Jordan Elliott Danzig. Kayun Dung. Jake Hugh Dietrich. Tyler Stewart Dietrich. Oliver Froome. Laura Marie Fullerton. William S. Giddens. Mitchell Gingrich with distinction. Tristan Edward Hamilton Guyonet. Erica Grace Jakubek. Colin John Jansen. Huanchang Jiang. William Mark Kell. David Michael Kwan. Carson Lamond. Mackenzie John Mayen. Blaine Adrian Malecki. Grant Omer Mashaline. Sarah Masnick. Devin Marcel Wimet. Tanshu Ran. Marcia Johanna Schapp with distinction. Timothy Robert Shue with distinction. Patrick Francis Unger. Ryan Van Dam. Anne Grace Volpe. Shijia Wong with distinction. Connor Boudreau Watson. Megan Roberta Wright. Jared Yancey with distinction. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Amin Agha. Georgia Agassi. Angel Sanchez Bancale with distinction. Ken Yi Chu. Jacob Robert Jesse Bethel. Daniel Jonathan Cornacchia. Jenna Marianne Dempster. Emma Kathleen Deptuck. Lauren May Dixon with distinction. Savleen Sonia Dosange. Mackenzie Lauren Fantini with distinction. Olivia Fraser. Rachel Emily Fraser with distinction. Lauren Catherine Gibbons. Dawn Gundrum. Martin Hong with distinction. Zachary Cole Howcroft. James Scott Hughes with distinction. Julia Nicole Jerzyk. Connor Alexander Johnston. Megan Kirkup. Amos Loet Kwan with distinction. Jeffrey Gordon Laidman. Jenna Charlie Leith. Katya Christina Lepka. Natasia Liu with distinction. Jaren Emma Mackey with distinction. Andrew May. Haley Elizabeth McCartney. Riley McCleary with distinction. Robin McCormick. Claire Louise Merrick with distinction. Brennan James Mitteff. Callum Avery Molitor Dyer. Kevin Christopher Mulholland. Austin Christopher Naum. Rachel Dawn Knoll with distinction. Adam Enrico Percy. Victoria Alexandra Rivard. Larissa Julia Salek. Ilya Sapojnikov. Allison Lees Shaliga. Summer Dawn Scott. Zoe Jones Iona Scott. Zalaika Shariki. Holly Melissa Shaw with distinction. Shane Smythe. Jacqueline Patricia Snyder with distinction. Phoebe Solomon. Carolyn Rachel Stoddart with distinction. William Tatham. Nicholas Thompson. Michael Richard Thompson. Megan Timmons. Kenrick Sui. Victoria Ann Vensky. Anton Valentin Vomashescu. Maury Douglas Ferrier. Owen Benjamin Wheeler. Carmen Marie Williams with distinction. Kevin Wu with distinction. Lois Wu. Yifan Wu with distinction. Natalie Patricia Jakubowski with distinction. Christopher George Z with distinction. Wan Zhang with distinction. Zi Zhang. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours Program. Paige Alexandra Annison with distinction. Ilana Taylor Azule with distinction. Elizabeth Rose Bamford with distinction. Louis William Bevan with distinction. Simon Bissonnette with distinction. McKenna Kathleen Burns. Victoria Michelle Butler with distinction. Leanne Kai with distinction. Frank Joseph Calvisi with distinction. Rebecca Lynn Carmichael. Melanie Christine Carroll. Rune Chen with distinction. Joseph Robert Chevery with distinction. Brenda Jean Christensen. Alexandra Cieslak with distinction. Sydney Morgan Collins with distinction. Kate Nicole Cridland with distinction. Giovanni Fabrian Christel. Katrina Lynn Cuthbertson. Shannon Nicole Orr Daly with distinction. Karine St. Yves Desrochers. Cassandra Dion. Gina Katie Dusling. Rebecca Jean Evans with distinction. Caroline Folkowska. Diana Fang Wu. Christina Michelle Flaherty. Aisha Lynn Fong with distinction. Brian Joshua Fonseca. Alyssa Francavilla with distinction. Ellery Kathleen Geddes. Victoria G. Hannah Kathleen Gendron. Taylor Jean Gibson. Elizabeth Graham. Sierra Amory Page Harris. Owen Riley Hebb with distinction. Camille Marie Hildebrandt with distinction. Accompanied by Hercules, Laura Hill. Logan Bradley Hockley. Jennifer Hugenboom. Brianna Marie Hazu. Emily Ruth Hutchison with distinction. Megan Emily Hutchinson. Allison Rianne Jarve with distinction. Monica Victoria Yashanovska with distinction. Olivia Georgina Johns. Karnika Katyal with distinction. Siba Khalif. Pauline Angela Louise Cosmal. Mallory Yan Wing Lam with distinction. Serena Lam with distinction. Jaiwen Lee. Ruijia Lee. Loretta Lynn with distinction. Kathleen Mary Lloyd. Karen Kahai Low. Rachel Barnes Lobb. Marianne Christine Lobazoo with distinction. Joey Cho Yi Ma with distinction. Matthew Benjamin Mackenzie with distinction. Sophia Rose Mafilios. Jacqueline Alexandra Mann. Margaret Elizabeth Mantioni. Stephanie Joelle McCorkle. Jenny Amber McEwen with distinction. Eliza Dawn McFarland. William John McFarland. Emily Christine Nakarato. Taylor Brianne Nelson. Alyssa Margaret Nenoff. Rena Wing Yi Ing with distinction. Jessica Dawn Oakes. Lori Erin Ogilvie with distinction. Emily Karen Page with distinction. Isabella Manon Palmerio with distinction. Rachel Elizabeth Pearson. Michelle Pejakovic with distinction. Emily Christina Perry. Gintare Persad with distinction. Nicholas Gordon Peterson. Roland Joshua Castro Pineda. Max Grant Polioka. Kajal Prajapati. Glenn Rutherford Reevy. Glenn Rutherford Reevy with distinction, I neglected to mention. Victoria Rodriguez Morrison with distinction. Francesca Roberto Kane. Shannon Katarina Ruddy. Lindsay Marie Rummel. Diljot Sandhu. Zane Schwartz. Paige Marie Schweitzer. Sarah Diane Scruton with distinction. Bailey Ann Smith with distinction. Stephanie Steenkamer. Cassandra Lynn Stewart. David James Stewart. Vivian Sue. Tiana Marie Sullivan with distinction. Nanase Suyama. Siming Tan. Kaylee C. Teal with distinction. Amanda Lynn Thompson with distinction. Philippa Young Torrance. Nari Chan Wee. Anna Weinberger. Sarah Elizabeth Walker with distinction. Xin Yu Wei Chen. Kiana Aurora Walker. Stephanie Man San Wong with distinction. Leanne Kimberlane Agnes Woon Sam. Sammy Wu with distinction. Angel Ying Xian. Felix Yip. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. Oluwatumilean Abaloran. Jessica Cassandra Ori. Allison Diana Bailey with distinction. Amanda Beneff. Tushar Bishnoi. Robin Mary Bradley. Vicky Carol Brisson. Allison Claire Brown. Michael Bruggers. Alyssa Gabrielle Carter. Emma Rebecca Chappell with distinction. Emily Elizabeth Conlon with distinction. Brady Rianne Cowenberg. Andrew Cruz. Elizabeth Crowther with distinction. Alyssa Lucianne DeBoer. Renee Maria De Bruin. Laura Maria Decline. Lucas Johannes DeVos. Claire Rebecca Dinsmore. Emily Margaret Franken. Caitlin Lila Fraser. Julie Elizabeth French with distinction. Erica Jane Gibson with distinction. Kirk Brett Guevara with distinction. Haley Ruth Hickmott. Kelsey Joanne Hill. Landon Austin Hooper. Allison Rachel Jeffrey. Christina Pearl Jenkins Giffen. Brittany Ray Lacasse. Maria Andreevna Lagunova. Mary Lysenko. Taylor Margaret McLean. Spencer Neil McGregor with distinction. Aaron Alexander McKay. Logan Merritt. Julie Elizabeth Milne. Melissa Jane Monk. Tanner Jerome O'Hanlon with distinction. Calvin Otten. Ashley Catherine Paul. Alyssa Gwen Peaver. Kaylee Holloway Blink. Chloe Jade Quilliam. Rebecca Lynn Redpath with distinction. Gregory Thomas Reed with distinction. Michelle Elizabeth Reed with distinction. Carly Rumpel. Erica Marie Sales. Julia Suzanne Scott with distinction. Madeline Julia Swersinski. Bianca Joelle Taylorfer. Pamela Tesselink. Noelle Angela Ursel. Jamie Madison Van Ness. Emma Margaret Vickers. Brent Gerard Vink. David Bernard Westerveld. Jenna Marie White with distinction. Jenna June Wright. Terry Yu. Laura Nicole Zare with distinction. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, Timothy Aiello with distinction. Emily Diane Al-Harazi. Rutu Amin. Robert James McLaughlin Bain. Nicole Beasley. Gordon Bell with distinction. Sarah May Cook. Emma Diaz. Janelle Christina Giberson with distinction. Kavi Maruta Hira. Madison Irene Horwood with distinction. Christopher David Klanowski. Daniel Stefan Kunke. Benjamin Dustin Lego. Brandon Andre Leitert. Arveer Maharaj. Marley Ann Elsa Lyle. Emma Victoria Nightingale. Julia Veronica Otrebsky. Catherine Nicole Rosetnik with distinction. Alicia Janina Rosati. Danielle Roy with distinction. Mary Rosalind Stanton Snyder with distinction. Alexandra Spasevsky. Jeffrey Tyler Thornburg. Vivian Suk Yi Tran. Colleen Marie Wardlaw. Victoria Teresa Watson. Abigail Mary Wiesner with distinction. Graduating from the Ontario Agricultural College with the degree of Associate Diploma in Turfgrass Management. Abdul Rashad Bismillah. Matthew Brian Bresnikar. Carmen Daniel Chiarello. Dustin Allen Dorr with distinction. Wissam El Masri. Ryan Stevenson. Daniel Yee. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all of our baccalaureate graduates from the Ontario Agricultural College.
Madam Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
Well, graduates, you did it. Congratulations. Well done. Well, let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you now to the Griffin alumni family. And this, of course, is a growing family, joined this week by some 3,000 new graduates. And University of Guelph alumni now number more than 170,000 grads around the world. And as you can imagine, we're all extremely proud of your accomplishments here at the university and do look forward to seeing how the foundations that you've developed here as students will continue to support you in the months and the years ahead. Now, following this ceremony, the college deans will host a reception for all the graduates and their guests in the Fieldhouse. And really, this reception is a way to cap the ceremony, to think about it in one way as an ending, but in another, and arguably even more important way, it's also a beginning. because it's the first ever alumni reception for you as new graduates. So even as one journey ends for you today, another begins. Or, as Kawhi Leonard likes to say, we're not done yet. One more day. There we go. The University of Guelph is the place where you took important and foundational steps towards your own lifelong journey. A place where those steps perhaps got you thinking about how you will make a difference, how you will improve life for yourselves and also for others. The university has helped to prepare and to fashion you for life, and also, I would say, to shape your own identity. You're at an important and meaningful juncture at this point, and I'd encourage actually all of you to slow down just for a moment right now and to savor what it feels like to be at this particular juncture. You know, your journey may take you down many roads, and those roads are not linear, and for that matter, it's also not a one-way journey. You'll leave here today, but in many ways, part of you remains here. You'll find yourselves back on campus from time to time, perhaps for a reunion or a gathering, and each time you return will be an opportunity to recalibrate, to check in with friends, with classmates, to share life stories, and to remember what this turning point felt like. It'll be an important opportunity to reconnect, to reflect, to recharge, and to reharness some of that enthusiasm and anticipation, as well as eagerness, and I'd suggest also some of that nervous energy that I suspect some of you are feeling right now. You know, reunions are a great opportunity to maintain that sense of connectivity, that sense of connectiveness with your academic and your social roots here at the University of Guelph, and to also remind you of this important juncture as your own stories will unfold. So remember to come back, or at least to keep in touch, even if only to check in on that part of yourself that will always remain here. The moments you experience here will always be a part of you.
Your university experience is made up of moments. From the moment you opened your acceptance letter, survived online enrollment, and packed the moving van, your adventure began. From the nerves of being a first-year student who chose to make Guelph their home, you became part of a community. From the days you met your first roommates, made your first university friends, and moved into your first apartment, your social circle grew. From the times you missed your family, weren't sure if university was for you, then bravely decided that it was, you gained courage. From the late-night study sessions to the early morning exams and finishing your projects at the very last minute, you proved to yourself that you could do it. From the summer jobs, the co-op terms, and the contacts you made in your field of study, you turned your classroom learning into practical experience. From the football games, the campus clubs, and the groups you were the beating heart of, you showed that nothing is stronger than a Guelph connection. From the moment you donned your gown, crossed the stage, and got the degree you worked so hard to earn, you have been part of something special. From the University of Guelph, we say thank you. Thank you for contributing to a culture and reputation that's unlike any university in Canada. Thank you for innovating, striving for excellence, and helping us to improve life. Thank you for continuing your relationship with the university as mentors, advocates, and proud alumni. Thank you for sharing some of your most important moments with us. Congratulations, and thank you for forever being a Griffin. Welcome to the alumni family.
My heartfelt congratulations and my very, very best wishes to all of you. And now, the final word comes from our Chancellor, Chancellor Billis.
Convocation is dismissed.